Sorry for the long pause, but I have to compose myself today because I just watched the video on NBC. I believe it's a live video of the statement of the young man that was shot by a police officer in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Mr. Alton, his wife, was giving a statement as to what happened to her husband. And while she was giving the statement, her 15-year-old son was standing next to her, and he could not control himself. He just broke down and cried. And as he was crying, he was yelling out, he want his daddy. 15 years old, people. 15 years old. And was crying for his father. And I'm a sentimental fool. I cry on good movies and everything. Like, for example, The Color Purple, and everything. And I have a sensitive heart, despite what people think. And this right here had me crying because I cannot imagine my life being taken and my 14-year-old son crying over me and screaming, he want his mom. I can't imagine my my niece and my nephew crying over their dad, and my little nephew who just came to this earth crying over his father, because we don't this the cities of these states do not know when to control their police officers. I said it. When is it going to end, people? When is it going to end? It should have ended in Ferguson, okay? It should have ended in Baltimore. When is it going to end, people? When, and these so-called body cams, when they said that these police officers in all these cities, in 50 state cities, was going to wear body cams, I said to myself, bull crap. These body cams are not going to work. Okay? These body cams are not going to work. How convenient that the body cam didn't work when they gunned down this guy, Mr. Alton. How convenient. It stopped working. And the dash cam, poof, but I'll be darned. It wasn't functioning the day of the murder. These police officers that they put on the streets. Now, I'm not saying that all police officers are bad. Oh, no, 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 no. We have good police officers. I know that. But it's hard to find good police officers that love their job and love what they do when you have police officers that don't give a crap. You put a badge on them and tell them to protect and serve, but really they do the opposite. Now, I know that being a police officer is not an easy job. No, it isn't. It's very stressful. You deal with a lot of knuckleheads every single day, but you deal with a lot of people that need police officers every day. And why is it that these police officers get off scot-free? They get off scot-free. Let's take it all the way back to when Rodney King was beaten by what, 7 police officers? And every last one of them got off free. Let's talk about the the African gentleman, Amadou Diallo, that was gunned down like what, 44 bullets sprayed him and his apartment entrance, all because he took out a wallet, his wallet. And those police officers got away free. You see the pattern, people? Do you see the pattern, people? Hello. When is it going to end, people? When is it going to end? When you see a black man get upset and everything and start shooting these police officers, is that when it's going to end? Is that when it's going to end, people? When is it going to end? When these mayors and these governors and these senators for these cities and states are going to say, we need to do something about this. You have the evidence. And it doesn't matter what kind of evidence you have. For example, what happened to Rodney King? It was on footage what they was doing, what these cops were doing, and they got away with it. Eyewitnesses saw what these police officers did to this man, Amadou Diablo, and they got away with it. The young man in I believe was in Ferguson or Baltimore, got away with it, and eyewitnesses saw what happened to him. The guy in New York that was standing in front of a bodega store with 2 cigarettes. Granted, it was illegal what he was doing, but standing there with 2 cigarettes and got attacked by these New York police officers and was suffocated by them, and they got away with it. And here it is again. Another black man got shot by a police officer, and guess what's going to happen? They're going to get away with it too. So it's like, when is it going to end, people? I'm terrified. I'm terrified. I have a 14-year-old son, and he's a young man, smart, intelligent, and I tell him, we're in a situation, you step out of it, walk away from it. So when a police officer who had a bad day and sick and tired of looking at niggas and everything like that and want to take care of them, use my son as an example. And my son didn't do anything. He's just standing here, minding his business. And my son is not confrontational. My son is not an argument type of person. He respects the law. But what happens when the law don't respect him? So what's going to happen, people? When's it going to end? You got Reverend Jesse Jackson saying something on Twitter. You have Reverend Al Sharpton probably saying something on Twitter. And you have people that will comment on Facebook and everything. And then what? Then we put our phones down, we put our laptops down, and then what? That's it. We're done. We need to have a voice, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have a voice. We need to say enough is enough. We need to call the mayor of Baton Rouge in Louisiana, or the governor of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and let them know this police officer or police officers, they need to have their badge stripped. They need to have their pension stripped. They need to be put in jail. No trial, no jury, no lawyers, no prosecutors. Put them in jail. They murdered a man. They murdered a person. The evidence is there. But how convenient that the camera wasn't working when this guy was gunned down. How convenient. I'm terrified, people. I'm angry to no end. I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm baffled at this. And no one wants to do nothing about it. So I'm putting myself out there. If there's anything I could do on this end, I would do it. Because I mean, it's like, what's gonna happen? We need to wake up, people. And it's not just, we just need to wake up, people. We just need to wake up. These cops should not get away with it. And like I said, there are good cops out there. There are good women and men police officers, but it's so hard to find them, and it's so hard to broadcast them when you have police officers like these guys who put on a badge and terrorize the neighborhood. They don't protect it, they terrorize the neighborhood. They don't protect it, they terrorize it. And they laugh because they know they're going to get away with it. Yeah, I shot a black man. So what? I'm going to get away with it anyway. And move to another state where nobody knows me. Of course they're going to get away with it. As always. Just like the incident with Rodney King. Those cops, they got away with it. This is like Amadou Diablo, who was gunned down by those police officers. They got away with it. This is like those cops in Ferguson. They got away with it. This is like that cop that shot that young man from his Jeep. He got away with it. Just like this cops here, they gonna get away with it too.